Okay, tonight's featured reader is Renee Roman-Nose. Renee is an MAIS citizen of the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes of Oklahoma, is an activist, artist, motivational speaker, poet, photographer, and cultural anthropologist, author of Sweet Grass Talking, published by Uttered Chaos Press. Roman-Nose is inspired by historical and contemporary issues. Her spoken word CD, The River of Life, with noted native flute player Peter Ali, is available in person from the publisher on Spotify and on Amazon. Her second book is currently in progress with an anticipated release date of May 2024. Did it come out, Renee?
No.
Okay.
That's why it doesn't even anticipate.
That's right. Never believe it until you see it in your hands. It's going to be titled Have War Paint Will Travel. This book looks at relationships largely through a comedic lens. Roman-Nose lives and thrives in the Pacific Northwest. Here is Renee Roman-Nose.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming out on this beautiful evening when we'd all rather be rolling down a hill in the grass, pretending we're 5 again. So I'm going to take you on an emotional journey, but I promise to bring you back. My space. I take up space more than I need, sometimes more than others may want, to honor my own people, to remind others we are still here. Loud, proud, and powerful. Walking in their footsteps, I'm empowered. By those who've gone before, their words and songs embedded in the land. Humbled by the sacrifices of my ancestors as their strength flows through me. Standing tall in memory of family and friends who've walked on. I stand on their behalf. I speak with the words they've bequeathed to me. The responsibility envelops me, a large, all-encompassing buffalo robe wrapped around my body, cloaked in my culture, entrusted with continuity, accepting I am who my ancestors created. River of life. This is for each and every one of you. The river of life that we travel together, at times over treacherous rapids or under fierce conditions. We breathe deeply, savoring the moments of welcome calm, however long or brief. They strengthen us for the rapids which inevitably appear again. Our hands clasping one another through these trying times, which strain and separate us, one from the other. Sometimes they try violently, sometimes insidiously, like a soft wind gently snatching your hat away. The gentle moments, days or months, become treasured moments, gifts from the gods, who bless our love, one for another. Our lives live better for the love shared on the river of life. Okay, who's ready to laugh? As I'm having a hot flash. This poem is called I'm Still a Hottie. So those of you who come here a lot, you'll recognize some of these, because I like to read my favorite stuff to you guys. So, I'm still a hottie. I think I wear my years well. My hotness may not be as obvious as years gone by. It only becomes apparent in flashes now. Dew on my brow, deodorant breaking down, taking off as many clothes as convention and company will allow, stepping outside into a bitter winter wind, deeply grateful for the relief it provides. in my mature years, when the heat rises from deep within and is only assuaged by the welcome winter winds. So I read these next two recently. They mean a great deal to me. They're dedicated to those lost and all those affected by the Oso landslide of March 22nd, 2014, which happened at 10:37 a.m., wherein 43 souls were lost, from 4 months to 91 years old. And there were 9 survivors of the community of Steelhead Haven in Oso, Washington. And I invite you to close your eyes and come with me for the next 2 poems. A rumble, a distant roar, at first dulled by the sounds of weekend mowing, the laughter of girls having a slumber party, music playing on a car radio. The rumble grew to a vicious roar, tearing down trees from deep, hardy roots, tossed like leaves by the angry earth. Freed from the mountain's embrace, it poured forth, tossing everything in its path, propane tanks to puppies, homework to houses, enveloped by the earth's roar. The deafening cacophony of the earth's roar reclaiming her land, tossing and tilling all in her way, dancing across a snow-melt-swollen river, carrying the water within forward with unfettered glee, turning from dirt and debris to thick, viscous, all-encompassing clay. Now sweeping down the unsuspecting valley with unholy, unquenchable hunger. The strength of the roar insatiable, drowning the screams of children, the cries of loved ones for each other, now lost in the roar. The crest moving over 100 miles an hour. The dust has now settled, though the alarms are still set up, to warn each time she moves. She still moves. Her secrets buried up to 40 feet deep. Some found, some lost. The searchers, tired but dedicated, cleansed each day of the hazardous muck they brave to find remnants of those lost to the roar. Mighty Mother Earth, tired of our disrespect, tired of being unwittingly shorn, bared to winter's cold breath, her flesh torn from her, gouged for rocks, trees for greed. Listen and learn from her roar. Oso volunteer. Big, burly, and handsome. A touch of gray above, a warm and kind face. I haven't cried yet, he says to me with a touch of sheepishness. I haven't broken down, as if to do so might be a shameful thing. I shared. My grandfather said before he died, tears are a gift from the Creator. Tears are for healing. Don't be ashamed of your tears. May I hug you? This shy stranger asked tentatively. My arms wrap around his bulky shoulders as he leans down to my shoulder, down, down, down to my little shoulder. As his tears begin to fall, his shoulders shake with unwilling sobs tearing from his heart, from his very soul. I hold him close, this fragile, brave stranger whose path crossed mine that day. I wondered, as his tears fell, how many have no one to hold them close. So many lost, families, friends, neighbors, children, elders, everyone in between. How many held one another when the earth roared? How many have someone to hold them in the aftermath and soothe away their tears? We're going to shift now. You're welcome to open your eyes again. So, how many people here have seen the movie Gaslight? I encourage you to watch that film. What a weird term for something so twisted. She doesn't remember it that way. You misunderstood what I meant. You took it the wrong way. That's your story. That's her story of abuse. Her story of abusers, cleverly disguised as loved ones. Familiar clothing, familiar faces. Gaslighting makes her question her own sanity. Good grief, why is she still there? You can substitute he, because it's not just women. Although we do like that phrase, mansplaining. It's very entertaining for us. Silence. I can't tell you what you mean to me, because to do so would create such vulnerability, requiring more courage than my heart contains. This one's naughty hot. See, I told you we'd go on a journey, right? We're going down that river together. Okay, you're going to want to close your eyes for this one too, because I don't want to see your eyes while I read this. Attraction. I see the promise in your eyes of whisper soft fingers trailing on naked thighs, of mid-afternoon bedroom romps followed by satisfied sighs. No words past your lips, yet the promise is also there, of rose petal kisses strewn on silken hips, leaving burning trails of fire and languorous longing strips. The promise of desires kindled to flame, of consuming hunger built to fever pitch, with each caress and kiss adding to the game. Your eyes are speaking so clearly. My eyes answer the same. Nehoma means I love you, means I care about you, means I want life to treat you kind, means I want a healthy life for you, means I want to be there if and when you need me, means I will speak true to you even if it's hard, means I won't stand idly by if addiction tries to steal you from me, means I believe in tough love, means I love you. So let's continue in that vein. We're in a good spot right now. Let's keep going. Beauty. I see my beauty reflected in my lover's eyes. The warmth, the passion, the element of surprise, the love that has caught us unaware, now envelops our lives, creating a new life to share. I feel my beauty in my lover's touch, bringing the love and warmth that I needed so much, creating confidence, growing in each other's hearts, waking in each other's arms. What a wonderful way to start. I hear my beauty in my lover's call from another place for no reason at all, sharing the day, the evening across the miles, reaching out to me as the one who can make him smile. I feel my beauty in my lover's arms, the curve of his lips rejoicing in my charms, looking at me without doubt, without restriction, holding me with gentleness, love, and utter conviction. I feel my beauty in my lover's life as we share adventures and plan against strife. Our thoughts and our days stretching one into the other, each needing and loving to be with the other. Orange rose. Dig it up, I told my son. Put it in a pot and in my car. I drove it across the continent after she died. Once home, I carried it lovingly inside, placed it next to a large window where it could be caressed by the sun. It's blossomed 3 times since her last day. I like to think it's her, echoing over and over those many miles and nights since she passed away, remembering always she heard my first breath. I heard her last. I miss my mom. I write because I can, because others cannot. Their voices silenced forever by Gatling guns, by boarding schools, by racism, violence, rape, genocide, and greed. My ancestors used my voice. I welcome them to speak through me, to tell their stories, from tragedy to triumph, to speak for those silenced by time, by culture, by cruelty. I speak, I speak, I speak, I speak. Healing. The words tumble from our lips into our phones, onto paper, into a microphone. We share them over tea, coffee, during a long walk, or a late night call. Our stories fall from our lips into the ears of those we trust, where they're safe and protected. The healing begins with the sharing of our pain, of our trauma, sharing with receptive, caring audiences. Our healing as women and as men lies in having someone to trust, someone to listen and advise. Our healing lies in the unburdening of our hearts and the sharing of trust along with the advice that follows. Our healing is every honest conversation following, how are you? I should have read Mom's poem that so early. I'm fine. I have to share that those last 2 lines are from my dear friend Crystal Shade. After my mom passed, she came down to Salem and helped me take care of some details when Mom passed. And she said, never forget that she heard your first breath and you heard her last. I was like, okay, I'm going to put that in a poem for sure.
Write this down.
I'm going to write this down. My mom wasn't big on car maintenance, and I received her car. It was a little 4-door Nissan Sentra, so it wasn't worth much. But I was going to drive it to New York, so I had to clean it up and stuff. And you know, Oregon cars, they need a lot of maintenance. I actually had to use a toothbrush to scrape off the green moss from Mom's car. She was, that wasn't her skill set. And she was elderly. She didn't need to do that. I had time. Nature's fury. The wind raged as the waves pounded the shore, competing against one another to see which could do the most damage. Sweeping huge logs ashore as if they were the cast-off toys of giant children, bored and destructive. Each wave grasping deeply into the sand, drawing away the beauty that once was. When the sun rises tomorrow and caresses the earth on a new landscape, the battered beach will prevail, her strength and continuity a testimony. The stunning silence that follows the bitter storm, bringing peace and joy. As the breeze, soft and gentle, making up for its previous frenzy, caresses each low wave, subdued after the storm. Can someone give me a time check? think I have like 3 left. Do I have time?
Yes, you do, it's 7:30, but.
Yeah, 3 left is good.
Okay,
So don't stop now.
that's very flattering, thank you. Okay, sorry, not sorry, just because it's funny, and I need to bring you guys back up.
Hashtag.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry. You just changed the title, thank you, that's great. The text appeared stark on my phone. The laughter burst forth from my long, unkissed lips. Laughter fell and rolled and burst into garlands in the air around me, falling in clouds of petals, colorful and slowly descending around me, healing as they fell, in color and soft care. Sorry, not sorry, that you're single now. This one's hard. And this one is, a lot of the stuff that I write is based on things that actually happen. So take a deep breath. I'm gonna take you on a ride, but I'll bring you back. Racism. I'm here to tell you now how sick I am of hearing from unwitting, ethnocentric ignoramuses that racism doesn't exist anymore. Please tell that to the families of Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, or any of the 5 dead Black people shot down while walking near their Tulsa, Oklahoma homes. Guilty, guilty, guilty of the capital crime, NBW, not being white. Tell that to the blind Native man hospitalized with great need of heart surgery, held for days, prepped day after day after day, until finally he is cut open, operated on, then while in recovery, sneered at by a nurse for requesting pain medicine. By those who have sworn to first do no harm. Denigrated for not being white. Carved into his chest, initials KKK. As an obscene autograph left by some racist, effing, educated idiot, marking his territory in the operating room, forever scarred this blind Native elder who thankfully could not see. The graffiti embedded forever in his skin, on his body, forever on his skin. Tell my son there is no racism after his mom was assaulted in front of him by white people while peacefully protesting against intolerance. Tell my heart, my community, my country, my continent, there is no racism. While we have to beg for jurisdiction over those who assault our women and children, ourselves, myself. 1 out of every 4 Native women will be sexually assaulted in their lifetime. We informed the UN. We begged for protection, for the right to prosecute those who see us as vulnerable, as victim to their continuing war crimes. War against those daring to live while not being white. I only know one Native woman who hasn't been assaulted. I know thousands. I don't know a Native man who hasn't been assaulted for not being white. The next time you think racism doesn't exist anymore, think on my words, on my experiences, on the experiences of too many people, too many human beings, guilty, 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 not being white. I gotta bring us back from that, so I'm gonna read. Burn for me. Give me a little bite, he says to me playfully, referring to my poetry. insinuating it has no bite. But I do. Oh, yes, I do. Prepare yourself. Do you have the strength to take my bite, warm and sharp, a nip followed by a tongue? Tempt me not, you know not what you seek. Don't start a fire you can't put out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Renee. Wasn't that wonderful? So, in the back, Renee has got a couple of books and a CD. How much are the books and how much is the CD?
The books are 20 and the CDs are 10. For
Gotcha.
anybody who still has a CD player, I've been recently told, I don't even have a CD player. What is this?
They're cheap, they're like $10. Perfect.
So, also back there's some cookies, and there's 2 lists.
5 cookies.
Well, there's still some more back there, I can see it. One list is for the open mic, so if you want to read in the open mic, sign up on the open mic list. And one is for the mailing list. So if you want to be on the mailing list, sign up on that list. We'll take a little bit of a break there, about, 10 minutes or something like that. And then we'll come back and do the open mic. All right?